Gareth finishes 2-0 to Luton here at Priestfield on the day. Appreciate the result is not the be-all and end-all, but what did you make of the performance?
Yeah, a very strong team against us there. I think they're going to be right up there at the top of League One. They've got a serious squad and some really good players, and I think that's great. It shows the level where we want to get to and where we have to be. I thought second half we were so much better. We pressed higher and we went higher as a whole team. First half we gave a bit of respect to them. The goals really, I think we can avoid at least one of them. They never really carved us apart, which was really good to see. But they had plenty of ball, and you're going to expect that when you're playing a team that's just come out of the Championship. So fair play to Luton. But really pleased. Good run out for the boys. We obviously had the penalty miss, and Clarkey will be gutted at that. But I'm sure in the league we'll stick those in. We had some chances in that second half. With the want of just a bit of quality, bit of clever play around the box. I think we'll get in and we'll score goals. Everyone will be saying we need to score goals, and I know that. We will. We'll get there. We had a couple of chances today, which I think you look at Luton's game so far, and we've given them a good test. The managers just told me like we're decent, a good side. And League Two is going to be a lot different when we play those sides. But we've got 2 games coming up now. I'll rotate around now for the next 2 games and make sure most players got 90 minutes under their belt come Accrington, and that's the important one. Going up there, putting a plan in place, and making sure we can be competitive in this league.
You said to me at the start of pre-season, one of the core objectives is to keep people fit.
Yeah.
Hopefully today, touch wood, that is the case.
Yeah.
Nev back today as well. Good to see him.
Yeah, brilliant. Elliot Nevitt, Nelson Kumbeni,
course,
both coming back in today. So brilliant to see those two, making the pitch. Obviously Sam Vokes, Aaron Ro, we want to get those boys back and get them out playing. Ewan Williams is a bit further away, with a shoulder injury. But I think we're going to be very competitive. It's going to be tough to pick the squad. I think some of the younger boys will understand, that they're going to have to get minutes in other games, but I've got some depth in the squad as well. I really have. I've got, like I say, you putting on Logan Dobbs for his first start. He's been injured for a bit of pre-season. Sam Gale is going to be back very soon, so that'll be good. Harry Webster, again a youngster who's backing us up. Harry Waldock, so we've got these players now who are just backing up this next level coming through. But pleased with the starting 11 we had today out, and then the ones who came on for the end there, they've kept it together well. So yeah, really pleased. Looking forward to Ebbsfleet on Tuesday. I'm sure there'll be a big crowd, and again, I will preempt that with saying I'm going to rotate a little bit. We've got 2 games now to make sure that we are ready for Accrington Stanley come the 2nd of August, and I am to make sure everyone's ready for that. So don't worry about the results until the league starts, and I'm sure we'll be competitive in that.
Lovely. Gaffer, appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Luke.
Those 2 games coming ahead, that's just making sure everyone's 100%.
Yeah, like I say, I don't like pre-season. I really don't, because you can't go into depth on a team really. You don't start your analysis and looking at, and you don't get a real feel for it means everything. You can pull out of the odd challenge, and that's how pre-season has gone really over the modern era of football. So I can't wait to get stuck into the league. Honestly, I really can't. Where everything means everything. Every tackle, every header, every run, every cross, every finish. It means everything, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Like I say, pre-season is all about the numbers, the sports science, the injuries, and making sure we've got a real fit squad going into that game. And we will be. I trust my staff. They've been really good with the players. I'm desperate to unleash some stuff, and we're working on little things here and there, but until it really matters, it's tough. So yeah, 2 more games to go, and then thank God we can get into the season, which I'm looking forward to.
People will look at the results and think, you've not scored, but you've also got to look at the opposition, haven't you? The levels of the opposition.
Of course.
Good teams recently.
Yeah, we've played 2 good teams in a 90-minute game. It's a training game at Southampton, and we've had opportunities, which is good. It's not as though we're drawing blanks. I think people can see what we're trying to do. this club has struggled for goals over the last few years, without a doubt. You know, I think Seb will score goals this season. I think his endeavour is going to get him goals. You know, we look dangerous from set pieces. We've got some quality around the box. You know, and obviously we've got a couple of players to come back into that as well. So no, looking forward to it. And like I say, judges in the league and judges in League Two rather than pre-season against Championship. League One, high League One teams. You know.
Yeah, that's fair. And Sam Gale hasn't been in action recently. What's happening?
Yeah, it took a little knock, so just precaution on Sam. You know, I think he'll be back for this week, which should be great for us. But we won't risk anyone. You know, I've got 4 really good centre halves, and then we've got Logan Dobbs to back them up. We've also got a couple of utility players who can play in that position, so there's no worries there. But yeah, we're not going to risk anyone. You know, not for the want of pulling something. And yeah, we'll make sure it's Sam's 100% because he was brilliant for me towards the end of last season, and yeah, big player for this club.
Do you think Ro or Vokes will be involved in the next 2? Or
Vokes, definitely not. You know, he's like I keep saying, you know, he had a plate put in his arm. I think he was a nasty break. You know, he had some nerve damage, and the operation. We always knew from the start that Sam Vokes would not be available for that first game because he had that broken arm, and they take a while. He can't do contact yet, so he's getting to the contact stage towards the end of pre-season, and then it's probably getting back into match fitness again. He's going to have a little sort of build up then before we can start playing him. And Aaron Rowe hopefully will be in and around it towards the start of the campaign. So yeah, again, just frustrating one for Aaron. You know, he's worked hard. Sometimes when you work hard in the close season, you damage yourself as well. And that, you know, he's a top lad, a real good player, and he's going to feature. But again, we'll be careful with them both. So Vokesy definitely won't feature in the next 2. Aaron Rowe, we'll see where he is. But you know, like I say, it's great to have Elliot back and Nelson back, and Sam Gale will be back this week. Logan Dobbs has made an appearance, so yeah, I'm pleased where we are.
Big numbers still. I mean, 14 subs today as well, and you might have a couple more available.
Yeah. Like I say, the squad will thin itself out. You know, I pride myself on having that small squad where everyone can sniff the first team. We'll have almost development sort of squad underneath that. You know, that we can pick and choose and pluck from, and because some of these boys do still need development. You know, you can't chuck them and expect them to succeed in the football league. They must do it the right way. You know, Gailey went out for 3 or 4 loans. You know, before he became and made the grade, and he was properly ready for it. So me and Dobbo won't set anyone up to fail. We'll make sure that they're all ready. But the 16, 18 probably outfield that I've got, you know, hopefully add 1 or 2 more to that. I'll be really happy with that if we can keep everyone fit. You always seem to have two I think it's 2.5 injuries per game. I don't know how they work that out, but we'll be you know, looking at the season going, right, you know, we expect to have a couple of injuries out. What do we need to get through a successful campaign? Like I said, 2-year journey. I intend to be at the end of this journey to be a really good competitive side, whatever division that is. You know, we never know, but you know, it's definitely going to be far away from where this club's been for the recent years.
Lastly, could you ask about the left back that you've been looking at? Are you still carrying on looking at him?
Yeah. Again, I think he came on and did well today. You know, competitive, and obviously cover for Clarkey will be important because you know, we're quite bare on that. Although Shadrach can play there, and I think I could even put a couple of people out of position in that position. You know, but we went to the 5 today at the back, which is something again that we wanted to cover in pre-season. You know, play 4 and a 5. I do that. You know, in the season, I'll change and chop and change. I think a lot of teams do that now. So yeah, good to have cover in that left back area, and Lenny's done all right again today.